everyone, and welcome back to the GCSE Maths series. Today we're going to be looking at factorising quadratics. So let's get straight into it. So factorise a simple quadratics. We need to find two numbers which multiply to give C and add to give B. And obviously you can see C in this case is the last number and B is the middle term. So looking at our example, we have x squared plus 7x plus 10. So in this case, we need to find two numbers which multiply to get to 10 and add to equal 7. So the way we start by doing this is we look at our number we need to multiply with, which is our last number in the quadratic, and we look at the factors, or the factor pairs, in fact, which get us to 10. So the two factor pairs of 10 is 10 times by 1 and 5 times by 2. Then we look at these factor pairs and identify which one we can apply an operation to. And an operation in this case, I mean adding or minusing. And when we apply the operation, can we get to 7 somehow? And in this case, obviously, we're going to look at 5 and 2. And we can see that both 5 and 2 need to be positive to get. So positive 5 plus positive 2 will get us to our positive 7. So now writing this out, we can change the way. We can change x squared plus 7x plus 10 and write it in a way like this. And you see our factors of 5x and 2x, we just break down our 7 into those two. Now we draw a line going down the middle and we take out the highest common factor between x squared and 5x. I made a previous video on this if you guys are struggling with this concept, but I'm going to go over it relatively quickly in this one. So we can take out a factor of x in this case because that is the highest common factor, and then x plus 5 is going to be in the bracket there. We then move over this bracket to this side and put x plus 5 here, and we see what number or what value can we times x plus 5 to get back to the original value. So how do we get from x plus 5 to 2x plus 10? We obviously put a 2 outside. Then our two brackets become x plus 2 and x plus 5. Okay, so I hope that example made sense to you guys. Please pause the video now and have an attempt at the next 3 questions. Play the video when you're done and see if you got your answers right. If not, we can see where you went wrong. Okay, hopefully you've had a go at those questions. And we're just going to get straight into answering these ones. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. We need to find two numbers which multiply to give us 6 and add to equal 5. So once again, we start by finding the factors of 6. And we start by finding the factors of 6. So we have 6 and 1 and 3 and 2. As you can see, we can actually, we can use 3 and 2 in this case, but we can use both of these in this case actually. So we can do 6 minus 1 or 3 plus 2, and that's going to give us our 5. So 6 minus 1 is going to give us our 5, and 3 plus 2 is going to give us a 5. So we can use whichever factor pair we like in this case. But I'm just going to use 3 and 2 because they're both positive and it just makes the most sense. So using x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6, we're going to get a line in the middle here, take out the highest common factor, and we get x plus 3 and x plus 3. What do we get? How do we get from x plus 3 to 2x plus 6? Put 2 on the outside and we get x plus 2 and x plus 3 as our factorized form of our quadratic. Now, moving on to question number 2, we have x squared plus 9x plus 20. We need two numbers which multiply to give us 20, positive 20, and add to give us 9. Start by labeling the factors of 20, and we get 10 and 2, 5 and 4. Obviously, we can clearly see It's going to be 5 and 4 because 5 plus 4 is going to give us our 9. So break down the 9x into 5x, 4x, and we get, drawing a line down the middle, taking our highest common factor, we get x plus 5, and then we use x plus 5 to see what do we need to times x plus 5 to get 4x plus 20, and obviously we need to times by 4. So x plus 4 and x plus 5 are our factorized form. Looking at the last question, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. So we need to find two numbers which multiply to equal minus 15 and add to equal 2. So looking at these factors, we have minus 5 and 3. We have 3 and 5. 3 and minus 3 and 5, sorry. Obviously, we can clearly see that it's going to be this one here. Because minus 3 add 5 is going to give us our positive 2. So we can then do x squared, break down our 2x into minus 3x, add 5x minus 15, draw a line down the middle. And if you're wondering whether these middle terms need to be in a specific order, absolutely not. They don't need to be at all. So take out our highest common factor again, and we get x minus 3, and use x minus 3 here, and then we can clearly see we need to times by 5 to get 5x minus 15, and we get x plus 5 and x minus 3. Okay, moving on to the next questions. Okay, when we how do we factorize quadratics when a is not equal to 1? The way we do this is we multiply our a by our c, and then find two numbers which multiply to that and add to our middle term. Okay, so factorizing our 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Remember, our a term is this one here, and our c term is this one, so we need to find two terms which multiply to give us 6 and add to equal 7. Hence, during the factors, we have 3 and 2, and 6 and 1. This time we can clearly see that 6 and 1 is going to give us our 7. So break this down, keep the 2x squared like that, use our plus 6x plus x plus 3, then draw our line once again. Our highest common factor in this case is 2x, and then we use x plus 3. Using x plus 3 here, we can clearly see we only need to times by 1, hence the two brackets are 2x plus 1 and x plus 3, as we should see in the answers. Yep, so once again, I invite you guys to attempt the next 3 questions and then pause the video, play on when you're ready to see the answers. Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to attempt these questions, and I'm going to show you how to answer them. So 3x squared plus 10x plus 3. We multiply 3 by 3, well, our a term by our c term, so multiply equals 9, and add to equal 10. The factors of 9 are 3 and 3, or 9 and 1. And we can clearly see that we need to use 9 and 1 to add to 10. So 3x squared plus 9x plus x plus 3. Then the highest common factor is 3x. Take out x plus 3, and then x plus 3 in his case, and we get plus 1. 3x plus 1 and x plus 3. A side note, if you think I'm going too quickly over these questions, I have made previous videos on this with when I've gone more in depth with such questions. So if you're finding it difficult, please just look back at that, and you should be able to resolve your issues. Looking at question 2 now, we have 2x squared plus 9x plus 4. We need two terms to multiply to give us 8 and add to equal 9. Start by using the factors of 8, so 4 and 2, or 8 and 1. We know we're going to have to use 8 and 1 because we need to add to 9. And there's no way from 4 and 2 we can get to 9. No chance. So 2x squared plus 8x plus x plus 4. Go down the middle. We have our highest common factor to be 2x, and then x plus 4 outside, and then x plus 4 here. then we only need to times by 1. And we get 2x plus 1 and x plus 4. Okay, moving on to question 3, we have 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. Two numbers need to multiply to give us minus 12 and add to equal minus 4. Hence, the factors of minus 12 are going to be 4 and minus 3, or minus 6 and 2, or minus 12 and 1. And obviously we can flip the negatives. If you understand what I mean by that, we can say minus 3 and 4, 6 and minus 2, or 12 and minus 1. In this case, we're going to use minus 6 plus 2, so 4x squared, minus 6x, add 2x, minus 3. Okay, now taking the highest common factor out, we have 2x as common. Then we can put 2x here, minus 3. Use 2x minus 3 on this side. And then we get plus 1. So 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 3 are our two factorized brackets. Okay, difference of two squares is just a result that you need to know. When you have no middle term, it means that we're using a plus term and a minus term of the same integer. And that integer is the square root of our 16 in this case, which is 4. Or we say if it looks like a squared minus b, it will be our square root of our b term here. So in this case, we have x squared minus 49. This factorized will give us x plus 7 and x minus 7, because the square root of 49 is equal to 7. Now moving on to question number 2, we see that there's a 9x squared there, minus 25, so there's an additional step. We have to then do the square root of 9, which is 3. So our factorized form, after using that the square root of 25 is 5, we can then say that the two brackets are 3x plus 5 and 3x minus 5. And the way we see this is that we first square root our 9, then square root our 25, put the positive and the negative versions in the brackets. In this case, we're going to square root 4, which gives us 2, square root 36, which is going to give us 6, and this is going to be 2x plus 6 and 2x minus 6. And notice how these terms are always negative. The negative term is always going to be there in the difference of two squares, because if you look at the last two terms, it's plus 7 and minus 7, so positive and a negative gives a negative, so it's always going to be negative. Okay, that's going to conclude today's video on factorizing quadratics. Hope you guys learned, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.